Picture this, February 13th, 2017, Kuala Lumpur International Airport. A middle-aged man is casually walking toward the check-in counter. Suddenly, two young women come up from behind him. One quickly wipes her hand across his face like she's applying lotion. He jerks back, grabs his eyes, and starts screaming in pure agony. 20 minutes later, he's in an ambulance. 1 hour after that, he's dead. That man was Kim Jong Un, the older half-brother of North Korea's supreme leader, assassinated in public with the deadly nerve agent VX. Intelligence agencies worldwide pointed the finger at one person, his own younger brother, Kim Jong Un, because in this family, there can only be one ruler. But how the hell did it all come to this? It all began in January, 1,984 inches, the most isolated city on the planet, Pyongyang. Kim Jong Un was born into a family that had turned power into a religion. His father, Kim Jong Il, was the son of the country's founder, Kim Il-sung. His mother was Ko Yong-hui, his father's favorite consort. Even though he was the third son, from the very beginning, he was being prepared for something big. While the country was suffering through the devastating famine of the 1990s, young Jong-un lived in absolute luxury private chefs, personal movie theaters, yachts, and even his own amusement park. He watched his father rule through fear and a cult of personality, and he learned the family's one unbreakable rule: you only survive if you're the last man standing. In 1998, at just 14 years old, his father sent him to Switzerland. He lived under the fake name Pak Un and attended a regular public school in Bern. Classmates remember him as a quiet, chubby kid who struggled in science but was obsessed with basketball, music, and computers. He was a huge Michael Jordan fan and spent hours playing and watching NBA games. He also secretly developed a serious love for Swiss cheese, which probably didn't help with the weight. For the first time in his life, he saw what freedom actually looked like. He saw people living without constant fear. But instead of dreaming of democracy, he studied the West like a future enemy. He learned their strengths and their weaknesses. In 2001, he was suddenly pulled back to Pyongyang. The vacation was over. The real training was about to begin. Back in North Korea, Jong-un enrolled in Kim Il-sung University and Military Academy. His father began openly grooming him for power. By 2009, he was named the successor. And in 2010, he became a 4-star general at only 26 years old. Why him and not his older brothers? Because he had the cold, ruthless instinct his father was looking for. He reminded people of his grandfather, the great leader. When Kim Jong-il died suddenly of a heart attack on the 17th of December 2011, 7-year-old Kim Jong-un was already positioned right next to the coffin. Within days, North Korea had a brand new supreme leader. Power came fast, but threats came even faster. In December 2013, just 2 years into his rule, Jong-un did something that shocked the entire world. He ordered the public execution of his own uncle, Jang Song-thaek, the second most powerful man in the country and his father's closest advisor. Officially, it was for treason. In reality, the uncle had gotten too powerful and too close to China. He was dragged out of a meeting and executed on the spot. There was a message written in blood: "Family means nothing if you threaten my control." Next came his half-brother. Kim Jong-nam had been living in exile in Macau, criticizing the regime and hinting that North Korea needed reforms. For Jong-un, he represented a dangerous alternative. In February 2017, in that same Kuala Lumpur airport, the assassination was carried out. 2 women thought they were taking part in a silly prank video. Instead, they applied VX nerve agent to his face. Some say Jong-un simply wanted to eliminate any rival. Others believe he feared his brother knew the outside world too well and could one day challenge the dynasty. After that murder, the message was clear to everyone: no one is safe. While he was cleaning house, Jong-un went all in on North Korea's nuclear program. Under his leadership, the country conducted its most powerful nuclear tests and developed missiles capable of hitting the United States. He understood one simple truth: without nuclear weapons, his regime would eventually collapse or be crushed. The bomb became his ultimate insurance policy. His back-and-forth summits with Donald Trump in 2018 and 2019 showed the world something new. Kim Jong-un could sit at the table as an equal with the President of the United States. Today, in 2026, Kim Jong-un is still firmly in power. He's lost significant weight and projects a much sharper image. But lately, he's been appearing more frequently alongside his young daughter, Kim Joo-ae. She's been photographed at missile launches and military parades. South Korean intelligence now believes she is being groomed as the next leader, a huge break from tradition in this deeply patriarchal society. Kim Jong Un chose the path of absolute power through fear, purges, and nuclear blackmail. The brutal lesson he left behind is this: when you're fighting for ultimate power, blood ties don't matter. Only strength, fear, and weapons do. Now, I want to ask you something real. If you woke up tomorrow as the 7-year-old supreme leader of North Korea with nuclear codes, a ruthless elite, and total control over a starving nation, would you do whatever it takes to keep the dynasty alive? Or would you risk everything to try and open the country up?